Hello, my friends. Jacob is here once again. Thank you for pressing play, for spending a little time with me on this program, which I hope you don't take the wrong way, right? Sometimes when people are made aware of things, it bothers them because they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I've been sharing this, or I can't believe that I've been, declaring myself to be this. All the while not knowing that this that I've been sharing and declaring myself to be on social media is the enemy. Yeah. So if you're following me on Twitter, if you're not, you can follow me in the description below. I'm there. Please do, right? And while you're at it, do me a favor and check the bell and subscribe to this channel. Yeah, why not, right? Because I got a lot of interesting things to share, and I believe over the next couple of years, you're definitely gonna want to be in the know. So, I hope that you all had like the best Thanksgiving ever. It's been 400 years. 400 years since the first one. The Native Americans, they declared it a day of mourning because, it was not that great for them. Didn't really work out so good for them. You know the story, but 400 years is a very significant number. 40 days, 40 nights, 40 years in the wilderness. We see it all over scripture. 40 being very symbolic of birth, right? And in that last week, that last 40th week, that's when the birth pangs really get pretty bad. And they're going to get pretty bad. I think they're going to get pretty bad. So let's get to today's topic. This is going to be a shorter show because I have another program coming that is going to talk about. It's going to kind of follow up on my last program. A lot of new things came out about that eclipse that's happening on December 14th. To sum it up quick, I've been warning people on the channel that there were these two eclipses, the Great American Eclipse 2017 to 2024, 7 years in between them. And I said it was going to be a time of like famine, kind of like Joseph and Pharaoh. But about halfway through, it was going to get really tough. But the last half was going to be the worst, right? So my last video I titled, I said that we're going to be entering into this I don't like saying it. I don't like saying it because my name's in it. Jacob's time of trouble. Yes. If you're one of those prophetic Bible teachers, there are these 70 weeks of Daniel, and there's that last week, which is a 7-year period, and then halfway through it, it's like 3.5 years, which, by the way, ironically enough, 3.5 years, it's called Jacob's time of trouble. And why is it Jacob's time of trouble? Because Satan is cast into the earth and he makes war with the saints. It's a time of persecution. It's not a great time, but the good news is Jacob's saved out of it. Now, why am I saying all this, right? What does this have to do with the title of today's show? Very simply, okay? A little while ago, Sidney Powell came out on like Lou Dobbs, and I think she also went on Rush Limbaugh and other appearances, and she released a coined a phrase that's been around since Clash of the Titans days in 1981. Release the Kraken. She was going to release the Kraken, and that became like a clarion call for the hammer about to be dropped on, what many are considering to be a fraudulent election. Ironically enough, the Kraken, it's not that great. You don't really want the Kraken to be released. Because you see, the Kraken is just another name for the Leviathan that we read about in Scripture, which is, kind of the personification of the devil. That's right, Satan. That's right, Leviathan is that crooked serpent. Is not a great thing. So basically, while everybody's writing, we're going to go release the Kraken, it's like, release Satan. Release Satan. Now, why is this weird? Because the Leviathan is released for Jacob's time of trouble. Ironically enough, the Kraken that everybody's saying you need to be release the Kraken has to do with the election. Now, why is this strange? Well, if you saw my last video, if you didn't, check it out. At the end of the video, it'll pop up. You can click on it and watch it. I explained how there's an eclipse that's taking place in the southern hemisphere in between these two eclipses, which, by the way, I said was going to be God judging, bringing judgment to the world, right? These eclipses that cross-sect in a place called Carbondale, which is known as Little Egypt, but Carbondale being a carbon is 666, 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and a dale is a valley. So lower, carnal, ignorant mankind. This is where the eclipses, they cross-sect Little Egypt. God's bringing judgment to Egypt. Hence all the plagues that we're seeing in the land, and the other one that is to come. Now, while everybody's getting a kick out of the hashtags and releasing the Kraken and everything else, I saw it and I was like, why, Lord? Why is this troubling me? I didn't put 2 and 2 together at first. It wasn't until late last night after Thanksgiving that it became very clear. I said, oh my goodness. Kraken's the Leviathan. Oh my goodness. Because they're both sea monsters, right? The Kraken was used in Norse mythology as a form of judgment. In the Clash of the Titans, Liam Neeson released the Kraken. When he said release the Kraken, it was about bringing judgment. And everybody's calling for the release of the Kraken today. Not even knowing that really what they're saying is they're asking for the release of Satan in the world. And it's all tied around that December 14th date when the Electoral College locks in the vote. I got a big video coming out. There's a lot of stuff that's connected to this. I'm not going to get into this video, but I will say that it's ironic because that, I said, was going to start this time of what we would call Jacob's trouble. A time of great hardship, especially for those that have great faith. But the good news is, as long as you have faith and you make the Lord your refuge, you're going to be okay. So why is everybody with the hashtags, right? Release the Kraken. Why? I know that there's going to be a lot of you here. I know a lot of you because I see you on Twitter. You got the Kraken hashtag. You got the Kraken name in your Twitter, and that's okay. Listen, you're not doing anything wrong that you're aware of. It's just that collectively, I find it strange that the Kraken they're calling for the Kraken's release. And the Kraken is Satan personified in the earth. Around the same time that eclipse is taking place, this 3.5 year period of time that's spoken of Jacob's time of trouble, which, by the way, that eclipse, it's about 3.5 hours long too. Ay, 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 right? I gotta tell you, people. Well, listen, I just wanted to say this, and I wanted to also read. I wanted to read from Isaiah 27, because that's my favorite. It's something that should give us some good hope. I shared on Twitter about Leviathan. A lot of people are like, well, no, Leviathan's is not Satan. But no, it's Kraken's not Leviathan. Well, no, it is. It's just like anything else, just another name, right? Same person, different name. That's it. Same enemy, different name. God's yields it for judgment. That Satanist Anton LaVey, right? They got the satanic cross. It's called the Leviathan cross. So everybody, when you're asking for the release of the Kraken, and you think that it's really you're calling for, the justice to be served, well, it's God's justice. So we're all unknowingly calling for God's justice, which I guess is not a big deal. So don't feel bad if you got Kraken and you're this and Kraken and you're that. I just sit back and get a kick out of all this stuff because you know what? Uranus is a planet. If you want to support the channel, get the mug. It's a great Christmas gift. Puts a smile on your face, especially in the next 3.5 years. So that's kind of strange, don't you think? Right? That all of this is playing out same time. Release the Kraken. Jacob's time of trouble. The Leviathan is released during Jacob's time of trouble, 400 years. It's symbolic of a tribulation, symbolic of birth, because these are the birth pangs. This is it. This is the tribulation, right? You got even the new guy, Linwood, right? What is he doing? He's putting out tweets about Joel, the book of Joel, right? Where the sun and the moon and the stars are going to take, it's like the moon's going to turn to blood and sackcloth and all that jazz. And then I reminded everybody what the next line was, because salvation is coming. But anyway, let me read this to you, okay? In the day of the Lord, with his sore and great strong sword, he shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent. Even Leviathan, the crooked serpent. He shall slay the dragon that is in the sea, you see? This is going to be a time of great persecution, and it's going to be a difficult time for a lot of people, but don't worry. As I quoted from Jeremiah 30, Jacob's going to be saved out of it. God's children and those that serve the Lord are going to be okay. Even because, you know what? Revelation 12:11, they loved not their lives unto death, right? You have that 1,211 days in between the first eclipse to the eclipse in South America on December 14th, 1,211 days to the next eclipse, Revelation 12:11. It's all working together for the good, people. I mean, it's all right there. The signs are everywhere. You know, Jesus said, it's like you can read the weather by looking at the sky, but you don't pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. The Kraken, everybody's asking for the Kraken to be released. God's judgment's coming. But after he says this, he says, in that day, sing you unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, the Lord, do keep it. I will water every moment, lest any hurt it. I will keep night and day. Fury is not in me. Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle? I would go with them. I would burn them together, or let them take hold of my strength, that he may make peace with me. He shall cause them that come of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud. So this is like a beautiful thing. During this time of trouble, right? It's going to be a great time of harvest, because people are going to start calling on the Lord. They're going to need to. They're going to be like, help me, Lord. And this is what everybody's been missing. That's why I've been saying for how many years, start to ask for the truth no matter what the cost before it gets too bad, right? Because going through this time, second death's not going to hurt you so much. Going through this difficult time is not going to hurt you as much if you have faith, because God's on the throne. I'm just going to scroll down. I'm reading the book. Scroll down. I'm going to go to the bottom part of this. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall beat off from the channel of the river unto the stream of Egypt, and you shall be gathered one by one, O you children of Israel. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt, and shall worship the Lord in the holy mountain of Jerusalem. So those that were ready to die, those that were calling and were like, oh, that's it, I can't take it anymore, they're going to come to the mountain of the Lord, and it's going to be a good day, because it always gets darkest right before the light. So do me a favor, subscribe, tell your friends, share the channel around, have a great time, say a prayer, ask for the truth, and don't get stressed out. And rethink maybe asking for the Kraken to be released. I'm just saying, because, you know, well, you know what I think. I've been sharing this for over a couple of months because of this stuff. I think that everybody is going to, you know, I'm hoping nobody goes bananas. But shocker, it's, you know, it's going to be a shocker. That's all I got to say. I love each and every one of you. Have the best day ever. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Jacob Israel. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this channel around. If these shows have helped you, help Jacob to reach more any way you can, and have the best day ever.